Have you ever watched someone struggle with something you could easily help them with, but they never ask? Or maybe you are that person. The one who would rather spend hours figuring something out alone than send a simple text asking for guidance. There's a particular kind of person who moves through life carrying invisible weights, never reaching out, never asking for a hand. From the outside, they might look independent, strong, even admirable. But inside their mind, there's a complex world of fear, shame, and deeply rooted beliefs about what it means to need someone. Today, we're exploring the psychology of people who never ask for help. For most people who struggle to ask for help, the pattern started in childhood. Some children learned early that asking leads to disappointment. They reached out for comfort and were told to toughen up or stop being so sensitive. When this happens repeatedly, a child's brain forms a painful conclusion. Asking for help doesn't work, it brings rejection. Other children grew up with overwhelmed or absent adults. They learned to read the room, saw their parents struggling, and thought, I can't add to their burden. They became invisible, managing their own problems alone. Then there are those praised for independence. You're so mature, so strong. These words, though seemingly positive, create a trap. The child learns their worth is tied to not needing anyone. Love comes from being self-sufficient. What all these experiences have in common is this. The child learns their needs are too much, inconvenient, or don't matter. That lesson gets carried into adulthood, shaping every relationship, every challenge, every moment when they could reach out but don't. Let's step inside the mind of someone who never asks for help. When struggling, their first thought isn't, who can I ask? It's, how can I fix this myself? There's an automatic assumption they should handle it alone. But beneath that, there's deeper fear. What if I ask and they say no? What if they think less of me? What if I'm bothering them? The act of asking feels like exposing vulnerability, like admitting defeat. There's also shame, a quiet voice that whispers, everyone else has it figured out. Why can't you? They look around and see others moving through life seemingly effortlessly, not realizing everyone struggles. And then there's the fear of being a burden. They imagine asking and seeing that flicker of annoyance in someone's eyes. They imagine being too much, too needy, too complicated. So they don't ask. They suffer in silence because that feels safer than risking rejection. What's heartbreaking is that often the people around them would be happy to help. They care, they're available, they want to support. But the person who never asks has convinced themselves they're alone in this. From the outside, people who never ask for help appear incredibly independent. They're the reliable friend, the competent co-worker, the person who never complains. Society celebrates this. We admire self-sufficiency, but there's a difference between healthy independence and self-imposed isolation. Healthy independence is knowing you can handle things alone, but also knowing when to reach out. Self-imposed isolation is believing you must handle everything alone, that needing others is failure. For these people, independence is armor, it's protection from potential rejection. This creates a lonely kind of strength. Yes, they're capable, yes, they get things done, but at what cost? They carry stress they don't need to carry. They struggle with problems that could be solved with a single conversation. And here's the paradox. By never asking for help, they prevent people from getting close. Relationships deepen when we allow others to see our struggles, our humanity, our needs. When we only show our capable side, we keep people at arm's length. We deny them the opportunity to care for us, to support us, to love us in our weakness as well as our strength. Living like this takes a toll. The body doesn't differentiate between types of stress. Chronic stress from never asking for help leads to burnout, anxiety, depression, even physical illness. There's the mental load too. Constantly problem-solving alone, carrying challenges without sharing the burden. This creates mental fatigue that's hard to shake, and emotionally there's deep loneliness. Even surrounded by people who love them, they feel fundamentally alone. Because they've never let anyone truly in. They've never allowed themselves to be held in their vulnerability. Over time, this leads to resentment. not just toward others but toward themselves. If not asking for help causes so much pain, why don't people just start asking? Because it's not a simple habit, it's a deeply ingrained belief system. For years, they've operated on the assumption they can't rely on others, that they're safer alone, that asking is dangerous. You can't just unlearn that overnight. The first time they try to ask, it feels terrifying. Their nervous system screams danger. And if that first attempt doesn't go well, it confirms their deepest fear. See, I was right. I shouldn't have asked. Change requires slowly, deliberately challenging this pattern. Finding safe people to practice vulnerability with. If you recognize yourself in this, here's what you need to hear. Asking for help is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's recognizing you don't have to carry everything alone. Your needs are not a burden. The right people want to help. They want to be there for you. By never asking, you're denying them the chance to show up for you. You don't have to earn the right to ask for help. You're worthy of support simply because you exist, because you're human, because you matter. Asking for help doesn't mean giving up independence. It means being smart about your resources. True strength isn't doing everything alone. True strength is knowing when to reach out. Start small if you need to. Ask for something minor. Notice that the world doesn't end. Notice that people don't reject you. Build evidence against your fear, one small ask at a time. If you love someone who never asks for help, understand they're not trying to push you away. They're protecting themselves from pain they learned early on. Don't wait for them to ask. Offer specifically. Instead of, let me know if you need anything. Say, I'm bringing dinner Thursday. Or, I'm free Saturday to help with that project. Create safety. Show them through actions that asking doesn't lead to rejection. Be patient. Be consistent. Let them see you're not going anywhere, that their needs don't scare you off. The mind of someone who never asks for help is shaped by early pain, by learned self-reliance, by the belief that safety means being alone. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Healing is possible. Connection is possible. A life where you can both give and receive support is possible. If you never ask for help, know that you don't have to carry everything alone. The weight you're carrying wasn't meant for just your shoulders. The people who love you are waiting for the chance to help lift it. You are not too much. You are not a burden. You are worthy of support, care, and connection. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to let someone in.